Hi there, Jay Uecker here at the Network Life Center in Louisville, Colorado. And today I want to talk about posture. And posture is a really important factor in our health, wellness, and awakening. It's really connected, tied into a lot of different symptoms that people experience in their bodies, from different pain and things going on in the extremities, the legs, the arms, the shoulders, the hips, to herniated discs in the lower lumbar spine and the lower neck that happen often, to emotional issues that people experience, depression, anger, to things in the lungs, asthma, things going on with the heart. In men, I notice a lot high blood pressure. In women, thyroid issues or hot flashes, definitely connected to hot flashes, headaches, all of these things, a lot of things really connected to our posture. And you might wonder how it is that posture is tied into all those things. Well, if we go back to when we were in the womb, when we were just little babies, little kids, the part of our nervous system that's online is a part that's just feeling into our environment. There's no thinking going on. Our system is just relating directly to our environment through resonance, through entrainment. And when we're feeling into our environment, we're feeling into our parents, the people around us, and we might get the sense from their system that there's some sensations, feelings, emotions that aren't safe to feel. And when our nervous system gets that sense, it creates a survival pattern around the energy that was deemed unsafe to feel. And the way that looks is we hold tension in our body and to sequester that energy, and we also change our posture naturally. And what's happening when we change our posture is the reason we're doing that is we're stretching our spinal cord. Yeah, so you have our spine here, and our spinal cord runs through the bones there. And what we do is we create stretching, pulling or stretching in our spinal cord. And what that does is it decreases the nervous system's, the spinal cord's ability to conduct information, especially emotional information. This pulling or stretching is something called adverse mechanical cord tension. It's a term that was coined by I think Swedish neurosurgeon named Alf Brigg. Can't remember if it's Swedish or, sorry Alf if I misquoted your country of origin, but he did a lot of work with the spine and the nervous system and discovered that there's a strategy that humans have where we create this pulling or stretching in our spinal cord. And again, it's something that we use to decrease our ability to feel, which is handy if you're at a time in history or at a place on the world where life is really, really tough. And there are still places in the world where life is really, really tough and where not feeling is a handy strategy, but there are larger and larger parts of the world where that's becoming an outdated strategy. So there's a lot of talk going on about how sitting at the computer is bad for your posture, how looking at your phone is bad for your posture, how kids having a backpack, big heavy backpack, bad for the posture. And while those things are not, they don't help the situation. Those things are not the core situation that causes poor posture. That poor posture gets started way early on in our lives, and it's due to these sort of survival mechanisms in our system. And so that's why we can't just change our posture. We can't just say, well, I'm going to hold myself differently, because over time the bones, the ligaments, the discs have all changed shape. And also the system has decided that there are certain things that it's not going to let itself feel with a certain posture. And so it's a matter of life or death on some level. And so what we have to do is we have to draw your nervous system out of defense. We have to give your system the idea that it's safe to look at that stuff, to look at that energy that's been deemed unsafe. And when that happens, that energy starts to be able to integrate, digest into your system. Your body's self-corrective mechanisms kick in, and one of the things that happens is the posture change. We're able to hold ourselves differently because we're able to let ourselves feel into that stuff. And of course, the symptoms that are associated with that might have been associated with the posture can start to change. So, and we specialize at such things here at the Network Life Center. So if you know anyone who might be interested in this information, if you like it yourself, please like it, share it, leave a comment, and I look forward to speaking with you in the next video.